When people talk about climate change in America, the headlines often sound negative: political division, delayed action, rising emissions. But here's something you probably haven't heard. 6 U.S. cities are already running on 100% renewable electricity, not in theory, not as a distant goal, right now. And they're not alone. This matters more than it might seem, because national debates can feel overwhelming. But energy systems are often shaped locally, and when cities move, real change happens on the ground. Let's start in Vermont, Burlington. In 2014, Burlington became the first U.S. city to reach 100% renewable electricity. The city sources its power from hydro, wind, and sustainably managed biomass. But what really made the difference was local ownership. Burlington operates a municipal utility. That means decisions are made locally. Long-term contracts were signed, investments were made early, and the transition happened. Now travel west to Aspen, Colorado, famous for skiing, but also a quiet, clean energy leader. Aspen runs entirely on renewable electricity, mostly wind and hydropower. Despite cold winters, despite high tourism demand, the city committed decades ago to protecting its environment, and it followed through. Now let's go somewhere you might not expect. Georgetown, Texas. Yes, Texas. In a state known for oil and gas, Georgetown signed long-term contracts for wind and solar energy. The reason? Price stability. Renewables offered predictable costs over many years. Today, the city's electricity supply is fully renewable, a practical decision, with climate benefits as a result. Next is Greensburg, Kansas. In 2007, a devastating tornado destroyed most of the town. During the rebuilding process, residents made a bold choice. They would rebuild sustainably. Energy-efficient buildings, modern wind power, and today, Greensburg runs on 100% renewable electricity, a powerful example of resilience turning into leadership. Then there's Rockport, Missouri, a small rural community, one of the earliest in the country to operate entirely on wind energy. No massive population, no global spotlight, just local leaders willing to try something different. Finally, Kodiak, Alaska, an island community once heavily dependent on diesel fuel. Diesel had to be shipped in. It was expensive and vulnerable to price swings. So Kodiak invested in hydropower and wind. Today, nearly all of its electricity comes from renewable sources. Fuel imports dropped dramatically. Emissions declined, and the local grid became more stable. What makes these examples powerful is not just the technology. Wind turbines exist everywhere. Solar panels are not new. What makes the difference is decision-making. City councils voting, utility boards negotiating contracts, communities choosing long-term stability over short-term hesitation. In many cases, renewable energy was not even chosen primarily for environmental reasons. It was chosen because it made financial sense. Stable pricing, energy independence, reduced exposure to volatile fuel markets. Climate benefits followed. Clean energy is no longer experimental. In these cities, it is simply practical. 6 cities, different climates, different political leanings, different economic backgrounds, but they share common traits: local leadership, long-term thinking, and the decision not to wait. These transitions were not accidents, they were choices, and this momentum is not limited to the United States. In Iceland, Reykjavik runs almost entirely on renewable electricity and heating, using geothermal and hydro resources beneath its own landscape. In Sweden, Malmö has developed entire districts designed around renewable systems, energy efficiency, and sustainable urban planning. Different countries, different systems, same principle. Local leadership creates measurable change. The clean energy transition is not just a promise for the future. In some places, it is already powering homes, schools, businesses, and entire communities. Local action, real impact. Thank you very much for watching. If you have found this update encouraging, please consider subscribing. The more subscribers this channel gets, the more we can reach and encourage those who are suffering from climate anxiety.